Hello,
Oh,
everybody.
hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Good evening.
I hope you're all well. I saw Karen Cleo
from her hospital
say
bed.
she was in a hospital bed. I saw a post, I think it was earlier today, saying she was in Scarborough. So, healing thoughts to you, my sweetheart. I hope you're all well.
Oh, bless her.
You're on the
Lisa
mend, darling.
watching from her bed as well.
And Lisa's in bed.
Lisa's in
Oh,
bed.
dear me. Is there
I
only me out
know.
of bed at the minute? Because Jean's lying on hers.
And I'm sitting in my chair.
Michael's laid out on the settee over here, and you know, so.
Well,
Good evening, Daddy Alan.
This is in my back bedroom.
Oh, so you're not actually in your bed?
I'm not in my bed. No, this is my back bedroom. People can say guest bedroom, but I'm not posh. It's my back bedroom.
Oh, come on. It's your guest suite, darling. It's your
Is it my guest suite?
Yeah,
It's got some nice. It's got me nice candles. Look in my guest suite.
Oh, lovely.
Do you look?
Lovely.
Daddy Alan's on.
I know.
Yes,
I've seen him. I've seen my dad. I've been talking to him today. I can't wait until we can physically get together again because I've not seen him since last January.
It's not long. It's on news now.
I know. I miss them like mad. I
I want to go and see my sister. I haven't seen her for nearly 18 months.
Oh,
on telly.
Yeah.
I know. I saw that. January, June, they might let us get close together again. Can I just say the credits that I've done today? A friend of mine's son, David, has got a camera. He's only 14, 15, and he's been out and shot some photographs, and he's edited them himself and everything. And his mum sent me a load, and I said, I'll use them. And if anybody wants them, I'm sure Claire will sort you out with copies of his photos, because they're beautiful. He's got a really good eye.
Absolutely
and
gorgeous.
What he wants is he wants to sell some photos, £2 each or whatever, so he can save up for the camera he wants and the software to edit all of his photos together and do them properly.
Oh wow, that'd be nice.
Mandy Nixon, sorry, Tony, we can all go on 21st of July. I thought it was June.
I thought it was June.
I thought it was June. I thought it was June. It.
But no, I think it's...
Sorry.
Sharon's in bed because it's the only place she can get peace from her hubby's big gob. I do hope he's not watching.
I'm not commenting. Crystal White, I think lockdown has made many people more humble.
More humble.
I think you could be right in one sense. I think it's right. But there are a group of people and things that I think they've become a little bit more self-centered. Yeah. Some people I know have come just a little bit more self-centered, and you know, so I think you've either done one of two things. You've either learned from it and looked inwards and reflected on yourself, or you've gone inwards on yourself and just think about yourself.
I just hope people can still be like they were with lockdown and not turn back to be selfish and not ask next door neighbour if they're all right, or I'm going to shop, do you want a pint of milk? It'd be lovely to think we can still do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
People have helped one another through all this. So it'd be nice to see if we've done it through this, why couldn't it continue? I know not everybody's going to, but it'd be lovely to see a few.
Yeah.
Nicola
agrees with me.
Yeah.
Lisa Scott as well. Some people have just
become more rude and abrupt.
Well, I mean...
sorry. I'm sorry. We need to send some love out to Lisa Fallon.
Broken Lisa.
Of all of the things that are going on in the world, that is the worst thing possible. I'm so sorry.
Tony knows more than
my
that.
heart breaks. It truly does. The other day I had to redo that one. I'd walk the dogs. It was beautiful sunshine. I'd walk the dogs. I'd been outside and sat on the furniture on the decking and had a cup of tea. And then I looked down and my nail was still there, but the polish and the gel and everything are just dropped off somewhere.
Well, I don't have that problem at all.
When we can get back together, sweetheart, I will sort your nails for you.
Well,
welcome.
I am so pleased with my
hello,
nails.
Penny.
Penny, the me own.
Welcome.
Finally, I've got nails.
You've got your own. You've got your
nails.
own.
Oh dear.
Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. So, what I want to do today, I want to open in prayer, and then Irene, Jean, and myself were having a chat backstage just before we came on, and we just want to address a little bit of something after the opening prayer and the poem, if that's okay. Exactly, Daniela. Even if it's just a phone call to say, hi, are you still alive? It can make a difference. It really can. Go on then, Paul. I'll do your nails as well, sweetheart. No problem. No problem. I think I'm down your way at one of the churches at some point in the year. I'll let you know, and I'll meet you and do your nails for you. So could we all blend together our energies, please? And we'll open the service in prayer and set our intention for the night. Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we are truly thankful that we are able to gather together in your name tonight in this virtual space across the internet. We ask for your blessings upon the proceedings this evening and promise that everything we do will be done with love, honesty, and praise in our hearts. We humbly ask for our guides to come forward to support and inspire us, to allow us to be your vessels of communication. And we promise that when this service is over, we shall return to you everything which is rightfully yours, with love, with honour, and with glory. Amen.
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 Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
All those, I'm just going to say, all those who want the nails doing, can I just say first that me and Michael have to come along, because Michael's is carry a week's case, and I like to buff when Tony's doing your veranda and have a talk, don't I, Tony? So it's a joint three-way thing.
You're my glamorous assistant.
Yes.
Oh,
thank
you're
you.
glamorous.
Yes.
My glamorous assistant.
I thought
now
I'd just
over
get that
to
in.
Pam's Poetry Corner.
Right, well, first of all, I did have this one, but I want to say a wonderful thank you to Lisa Fallon for sending me this poem as well. I already had it, but it was lovely of you to think of me, Lisa, and I thank you very much. And it's called Back Home. If I had the power to turn back the clock, go back to that house at the end of the block, the house that was home when I was a kid, I know that I'd love it more that now than I did. If I could go back there at my mother's knee and hear once again all the things she told me, I'd listen as I never listened before, for she knew so well what life had in store. And all the advice that my dad used to give, his voice I'll remember as long as I live. But it didn't seem really important then, what I'd give just to live it all over again. And what I'd give for the chance I once had to do so much more for my mother and dad, to give them more joy and a little less pain, a little more sunshine, a little less rain. But the years roll on and we cannot go back, whether we were born in a mansion or in a shack. But we can't start right now. We can start right now in that hour that's here to do something more for the ones we hold dear. And since time in its flight is travelling so fast, let's not spend it regretting that which is past, but let's make tomorrow a happier day by doing our good to others today. And the author is unknown.
That's nice.
They write a lot of things unknown.
They do, yeah.
It's a shame, isn't it?
It's a shame. It is a
shame.
shame, yes. Yes, it is a shame. And I put last night's poem on, and I got a lovely message from the lady who wrote it, Sue Parry.
Yeah.
And she said, thank you for reading it out. And I thank Sue, for letting me read it out.
I'm there, Kelly.
So, hi, Kelly.
It's
Paul,
because when you look down at your phone, your iPad tilts and we end up
I
looking at
know.
your ceiling.
I'm trying to hold it. Paul's just put I can something about his buff anytime. I'll be your buffer
Yeah, you
anytime.
can buff Paul's nails anytime, he says.
I shall buff him anytime, Paul.
Oh, Pam, that's lovely. Thank you. Lovely. And you read it wonderfully. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Would you like me to put this one on as well, Pam?
I think they should all go on. They're all beautiful.
They all got some beautiful ones.
I have.
After talking to Irene and Jean backstage before we started the service tonight, we felt it would be timely just to talk again about how spirit work with us and how we work with spirit. And like we always say, if you send out your thoughts to the spirit world, for all of the people that knew you, know you, are related to you, and ask them to step forward and connect with us, we then open up and connect with spirit and bring forward any messages that come to us. You can't guarantee who's going to step forward through the veil and want to talk. Sometimes it can happen that I once did a reading for a lady, and all the time I was working with her, she was saying, I don't understand. No, don't understand that at all. Don't understand that person. And so I got home and I didn't charge her. I said, look, I couldn't make a connection. There was a couple of things that she said yes to, but I couldn't make that connection. And the day after, she rang me back, and I'd lost sleep over this because I thought, wow, you know, why couldn't I work with this lady? And she said, I was focused on wanting my dad or my granddad to step forward, and I just couldn't recognize the information you'd given me. But actually, it was my granddad's brother that had come forward, and everything was right from his perspective. So she'd focused in on these two people that she wanted to come through, and couldn't grasp the information because it wasn't coming from the two people she wanted to hear from. And she was very apologetic and said, look, I'll send you the money. And I was like, look, it doesn't matter. I was a bit confused why I couldn't get what was happening. So yeah, you just not, it could be a neighbor from when you were little. I've had,
you might not even know him.
I actually have had the lady that lived next door to my grandma when I was a tot come forward, and it took me a little while to think, oh, that's Mrs. Green, you know, and it's just stuff like that. Yeah. So it's, you just send out your thoughts and say to spirit, look, anybody who wants to come and talk to me, please come forward tonight and communicate with Gina and Tony and see if they'll come through. Because if you just focus in on that one person, you could block out everybody else. And Jean, you made a point about sometimes it's the other person that comes forward, like the next door neighbour 3 doors down that made tea twice in your life, actually can bring forward the loved one you want to talk to. We've had that so many times.
Like that, yeah.
People will be thinking, oh, why has this person come forward to speak to me? But they've stepped forward to bring
the loved one
through who you really want to speak to. Like the Zoom I was on the other night for Grimsby Church. No, Norton Church, sorry, Norton Church. A gentleman came forward and then brought the young man through who needed to speak or get a message to his mum. And this gentleman helped him to come through. And yeah. Wow. Saw an ad on Facebook for a reading, $4.99 for 15 minutes. I would say be very careful, Paul. Be very, very careful. Very careful. They're not always as good value as you think, matey. And if it's a phone line one, I wouldn't touch it. But
well, I've said before, Tony and Tam, my sister's not on, but I've told you about my sister, and Irene knows. And I'm not saying no medium or anything, but they fiddled my sister out of so much money. I've said it before, so much money, and she's still falling into it. He'll still text her. She's bought all these CDs off him, and he'll still text
she
her.
hasn't.
Yes. And he'll say, I've got a message from your, I'll say son, because I'm not getting name.
No.
Ring me. And she's paid, I'm not joking, hundreds. Then
I feel
they've not
so
given
guilty.
her nothing. Then a trainee, I'm not being funny, but somebody who's just learning could have given her that. Because she's so desperate, she's taking anything. And it's the same person who's actually fleecing her. I only can say it that way, Tony. I'm sorry, but it's not you.
Well, I know, but it was
it's not you.
one
You
of my
know what I'm
feeds
talking
that
about.
I do, and it was
And
one
you
of
do,
my
Irene.
feeds
I've
where
told you about it.
because that person was on one of my feeds when I gave your sister a message, and
now her husband's got involved.
Oh dear!
Sick.
I just can't believe it.
Just wrong.
I know somebody like
so
that.
Please
but
be
I've managed
careful, Paul.
I know somebody like that, Jean, but I've managed to talk them round and said, look, I can't do it because I know you, but my two friends would very happily do a reading for you, and they are genuine spiritual mediums. Please do not spend any more money, because they was going every 3 weeks, and as you know, the cycle changes every 3 to 6 months. You can't do it. You're basically going to get the same reading every 3 or 4 weeks, so it's really not worth it. But
well,
Ricky,
he's roped whole family in there.
Ricky, this person we were talking about. Just a minute, Irene.
Sorry.
Just a minute. This gentleman that Jean and I are talking about was doing a special half-price readings, 30-minute reading for £50.
Yeah.
Wow. All I can say is, well, no.
Yeah. If anybody wants a reading, we know
Please come
some
to
fantastic.
We know fantastic mediums.
We know fantastic mediums who will do you a genuine spirit reading and won't charge anywhere near that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely ridiculous. But I know some people have got bills to pay, food to put on the table.
Yeah, I understand that. I can understand that. But
no.
There's been a bit, they're taking money off people sometimes what can't afford it. Luckily, I know this sounds awful, but it still shouldn't happen. My sister's not without money. You know, they've got plenty.
Yeah, but that's not
beside
the point, is it?
They still shouldn't do that on somebody who's grieving for a son.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've just seen this. Zoe has said there are so many on Facebook asking people to send money to get stars, and people don't even get a reading. I don't even understand what that is, because I would never do anything like that. I'd put stars on I don't know if it's. I just don't know what it is that with the stars.
Daniela, you're right. Paul. I mean, I know Penny's on. Paul's wife's on, but Paul's a lovely guy.
Oh, really, he'd never do. He'd never do that.
He's such a genuine guy, Paul. I love him to bits.
Yeah,
From
he's
the first
lovely.
time I saw him. No, he's a lovely
Hi,
chap.
Paul and Penny.
Because a friend of mine won a reading with Paul, and she was thrilled to bits. Absolutely thrilled to bits. She just was wowed by the information he gave her. It was lovely.
We've had him at our centre, haven't we? Irene.
Yeah, we have.
Once I announce it's Paul Humphreys, we are packed out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We're packed out when we announce we've got Paul coming.
Yeah. John, if people are full-time mediums, that's what they do for their living, they've got to put food on the table. I completely understand that. But when it comes to the point of people taking hundreds and hundreds of pounds, there's something just a little bit uncomfortable for me with that. But people do, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I did it first as well, Trudy, but you have got to cover your costs. You have to cover your costs.
Absolutely.
But there you go.
I mean, if we go anywhere, either I will take Jean or Tony will take Jean, because Jean doesn't drive. And if we go anywhere, basically we just ask as little as possible for our travelling expenses.
Yeah.
We don't charge for doing a service, and all three of us do quite a few charity works. We just don't do here. We've done. We did one for Sarah a couple of weeks ago, and I'm doing another one for her, and I think Jean's on that, and I think you are as well, Tony, because Sarah Stirrup is wonderful at doing all these charities, and she will help anybody out, and she's a wonderful medium as well.
Thank you, Daniela.
And you can't fault, you know, and if it's a way to make money, and I think the next one she's doing is for the neonatal, I think she's on, so she'll tell you, to raise money for baby Rose, I think it is. I can't quite remember.
I saw the post go up, and if there's a spot, I'll do that one if I'm available.
I think you're down, aren't you?
I think I did. I think I did say to. I think I said to Sarah that you would have a look and you would let her know whether you could go on.
Thank you, Ricky.
Yeah.
Ricky's just sent me a news done services, Tony.
We have,
and he's thanking us. We have.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You're welcome, Sarah. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Always support charities when we can.
Interesting question, Penny.
Do you connect with?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can.
I've
Only
had
if
my
they
family
want to
around
come,
me.
it's there again. It's if our family want to come and see us.
Yeah.
It's like a two-way thing.
Yeah.
You know, we can't drag his own family to see us if they don't want to come.
No. Well, I said to you backstage, didn't I? My mum's been in spirit now for 50 plus years.
Yeah.
And she's never been to my mum. Never been to my mum.
No.
She's been around me a few times, but she's never been to my mum.
It's my brother I see more on, because I work with my brother. And because my brother's one of my guides, so obviously I do talk to my brother quite a lot. But my mum, where was we? My mum come through on here when Michael, was it Michael what fetched my mum through? Oh no, that was Stuart's mum and dad. Somebody's fetched my mum through.
Somebody's brought your mum through.
Yeah.
Oh,
and my mum hadn't been to me
of
for years.
Baby Grace fundraising funds.
I know we're doing it.
It's on May 22nd.
Yeah. May 22nd. There it is. Look.
Have you ever connected to a past medium? Yes.
Yes,
Paul.
Definitely.
There again, my dad, my brother. My brother weren't a medium, but my dad was, and I've also connected with other mediums, which is past who I've known through churches.
And I've actually connected with a gentleman that used to mentor me, and he mentored me for many, many years, and he passed away suddenly about 3 years ago, and I was very upset.
Full on me boobs.
The first time I worked Wathen West Melton Church, Dinah came through.
Yes, Dinah was lovely woman.
What she gave me was Dinah Dawes.
Yeah.
And I could just see Dinah Dawes storming down the aisle.
Lovely. Yeah, I said, we have seen them.
Yeah, so she's come through. Yes, I can remember, Ricky. I can remember your pie and pea supper vividly. It was a really good night.
Sarah says you've got to check your diary, Tony. You're always welcome. The 22nd of May.
It's on my phone.
I think another thing with Spirit is...
It's in. Well, it says booked, so I would imagine that's what's in.
And Ricky Chuck, he's another one. I'm going to just praise Ricky Chuck for 2 minutes. Ricky Chuck's lovely. A lovely medium. He's just got to build his confidence up. And I'm sorry, Ricky, you've got to get back out there. Get back doing them services.
Yeah.
Because you're more than capable, sweetheart. And I think it's a bit of time now that you stood up and said, yeah, I can come.
I've just got a pendulum board from that Ricky kindly made me that I can put crystals on. So I'm learning to work with crystals and a pendulum with his board. Oh, it's beautiful. He does some beautiful woodwork.
He does actually. His woodwork is amazing.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Have you just read the one from... Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say he made a couple of wands. I mean,
Beautiful.
but
Yeah,
they were absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful.
Well, he's made a spirit,
John.
not a spirit box, but he's made a box with all the symbols on it for Reiki and healing. And I'm after one Reiki, so
does some beautiful stuff.
Oh, he does beautiful candle holders and all sorts.
And
it's
he's
all
only
wood.
Mexborough. Is it Mexborough?
No.
I can't remember.
Wapapondern.
John,
Yeah.
do you agree with all the rules and strict regulations of the SNU?
No.
Oh,
word, no.
Very difficult.
It's a tricky one, and I don't really know. It's the SNU works differently to how I like to work with spirit. That's all I'll say. There's a lot goes on in the SNU that I find a little bit uncomfortable, but we
do work in SNU churches.
We do.
You know, and I think some of the SNU rules, and I've got to say it, is that sometimes it can be a bit too, not strict, but the ruling's all wrong. I've been to Arthur Finley's College. I've stayed there for weeks and everything. And even when you're there, it's still like regimental in some of the things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's time now for like coming to our century with some things.
I was just going to say about that. I did when we went to Tony Stockwell in Scarborough. Irene. And Tony said the problem with the SNU is it's still back in the.
It's outdated.
Yeah, and he says it just needs pulling into the 21st century.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, Daniela's asked a question. This is turning into a Q&A.
That's fine.
That's a big question.
I have a message about someone's partner who was on Earth still, but she told me that he was depressed, and I felt her emotions. I couldn't stop feeling her emotions, crying. A week later, the guy took his life. How do you know these things and pull up? Can I start with that one?
Of course you can.
Because I get a lot of people who choose when it's their time to transition. And I'm quite empathic, so I do feel people's emotions, even people physical. I feel their emotions. I pick up on things. And you just have to learn and ask spirit to help you to almost like put a barrier between you and the feelings that are coming in. And it's like you ask them to let a little bit through so that you can genuinely tell the person you're reading for the truth of the person that you're connected with in spirit. But after that, ask them to take it back, because once you've given the evidence off and the person's acknowledged that was true, and then you ask them to take it off you because it gets too much otherwise. The first couple of times it happened to me, I was overwhelmed by what they were giving me. That was how the first person I gave off, Daniela, transition to spirit, and I could actually feel the rope on my neck.
I have
and it's awful. That's when I asked them to put that barrier on and just allow a little bit through, so that I can identify it and acknowledge it, and then I asked them to take it back.
That's very similar to me, Tony, because I've had the drowning sensation and that, and once they've experienced that, then just take it off. And Paul's just had a good one as well. Do spirit ever scare or worry you with what they say? They're not allowed. They shouldn't say anything bad, Paul. People, I know mediums have, and we've heard people come back to us and say, this medium's told me that tomorrow me so-and-so is going to pass away, or next door is going to pass away. And your loved one, sweetheart, wouldn't ever, ever come through and tell you that. They would not worry you one bit.
No.
And for scaring you, I think if they were funny on this side, I think knowing my brother, he'd still jump out at me behind the door. Some can be a bit scared if they just jump out on you.
Go on, Irene.
Can I just you and
Yeah.
Jean and Tony know this story because they was as flabbergasted as what I was. I was doing a service. I won't say where it was because I'm discreet like that. And after the service, Ed and I went and sat in the corner and had a cup of tea and was talking to the clients and that. And I saw this lady keep looking at me, and she was very white and she was shaking. So I just went across to her. I said, "Are you okay, darling?" And she went, "No." I said, "What's the matter?" A medium had been, and that time this lady had a mother who was bedridden. For she couldn't walk very well, but she was well looked after by this lady and carers. They looked after her together, so she didn't suffer. And this medium told her that she was going to die in 3 days' time. And then there was a young lady sat with her as well, and she told this young lady, and this is a young mother with 2 children, that her aura was broken and she was going to go into her body, mend her aura, and come out again. And I was absolutely flabbergasted, and I said, "No way on this earth! It's a load of rubbish." And I'm sorry, that to me, it was awful, Amanda. It is. And these 2 ladies, that was the first time they'd been since, and they were both physically shaking because they were scared if I went to them what I was going to say. And all I said was, no decent, respectful medium would ever say things like that to anybody.
Because spirit won't tell you that.
No,
Spirit
they
won't
won't
tell you things like that.
No.
I completely agree, Tim. If all the different areas of spiritualism could just come together,
yeah,
and acknowledge the similarities we've got rather than the differences,
it's true.
It would be an incredible religion. It's an incredible religion anyway, but it would be amazing. I'm just working down them in the order they've come up. I would love to do physical mediumship, but I can't. And I don't believe Jean and Irene have done it. Have you?
No, I've seen it.
I've seen...
as with all things, there's good ones and there's ones that are not quite there yet, but we all have to learn. But I've seen it, and it's not for me. It's
not my thing.
It's not something that I'm interested in. I'd rather be like I'm doing now, and doing me crystal healing with me pendulums and doing me Reiki and me Sikhem and that sort of thing. But no, I know that Tony's interested in it, and if you can do it, lad, but you've got to find somebody to trust you to take you through it.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a physical medium who can help me to develop it. But it's got to be somebody I trust, and I would have to have Michael with me.
Don't just.
Yeah. I would have to have Michael with me and maybe Jean.
Yeah. You need somebody who can actually support you if anything goes wrong, and somebody who knows what they're doing. I've just answered to Ricky.
All right, Ricky, I've connected with people who have dementia, late stage dementia. I've given 4 messages from people who are still physical but have dementia. So I would imagine it's a similar thing with a coma, where the brain's in a state where it can allow the soul, the spirit, to connect with other people.
It's like being on life support.
Yeah.
Bless them. It's the machine what's keeping them alive. And they've already gone to spirit. So I'm a big believer in that you can still connect with them.
Lisa Scott, what's physical mediumship? It's what we call trance, Lisa. And what happens is somebody from spirit comes and physically takes over your body and speaks through you. But as Tony's quite rightly said, you have got to have somebody you can trust with you to do this, because they can bring you back in all different ways.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jean's got anything to add to that.
Well, I was just going to say, if a certain person's on the screen, I'll not give no names, but if the person's on the screen, she's done my development class now 3 times, and she's sat in my circle and that, And
I know who
she
you mean.
could
Yes,
be,
she was on earlier.
that's why I'm not
Yes.
giving no names in case she's on.
No.
But they can soon take her into trance. And at the
Yeah.
beginning, bless her, she didn't know what was happening. And as she got better and better in her spiritual and development, as she got on, she knew what was happening. But the first couple of times we had to fetch this person back and say, listen to us, and we had to talk her back round. And it took a while for her to realise what was happening. And now she knows, but she would be a good trance medium with the right connections, because if I saw her go into a good trance and the person what came through her was spot on, and if she took it further, but that's got to be her decision. But she knew, and now she knows how to control that. So in a circle of development, she never let that happen again.
No.
Because she knew what to do.
Irene, do you want to pick that one up?
Well, this one.
Yeah,
The one that's on the screen.
I do automatically protect myself every time I'm working. Yes, always.
And goes around me.
Yeah,
you've got to respect them, haven't you?
Absolutely. I always say thank you when I've been working, and I always say I always respect them, because without the respect and the thank yous, they could easily take away the thing that I love most, and that's working for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The person's just put on and she was scared the first time.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Oh, bless. Which is understandable.
She was just
seeing day-to-day life, see bad energy.
I see energies with people, but for me, when you talk about a bad energy, for me, if I explain it this way, Penny, if a person's a lovely, warm, funny person when they're in physical life, when they transition, they're the same. Hitler, when he passed to spirit, didn't become a saint overnight. So what it is, it's spirit people around, and it's not like you see on these paranormal shows where they say, oh, they've got green eyes and talons and scales, and
no,
they're not demons like and things. They're just people who were struggling in life, and they're struggling in spirit, and they just need to develop. That's all. So yes, sometimes you see energies around people, and if somebody's got somebody around them who's really grumpy, that can pull their energy down a bit and make them feel a bit uncomfortable. So it's people connecting to people, and sometimes they're not the most upbeat, nice people. I had an incident where a gentleman used to cause abuse in his household, and he came back to his daughter just to say he'd not changed. And Jean was in the service that night. It was an open circle, wasn't it, at our church?
Yeah.
And he wasn't nice, and I had to ask my people to take him away, because he wasn't a nice person. He was just a bully. And she said, the worst of it is he can't hurt me anymore. And I said, well, that's true. That's true. Let's scroll down and see who else.
There's just going back to trance. Can I just say that to every medium actually has some kind of trance, because when we work with spirit works in different ways. My piece keeps falling out. Works in different things, so we all get slightly overshadowed. If that, I'm going to call it overshadowed, because that's how our guides work with us. You'll not see any change in us. Sometimes you might see odd change. Sometimes they do, but we're aware, so they just slightly overshadow us. And
sometimes you adopt their mannerisms, don't you?
Yeah, you adapt
sometimes
it.
pick up how they work.
And you might
so
see
if they have their hands
change.
in a particular way, that can sometimes happen. But Daniela asked a question. Where's Daniela's question? There. She gets spirit, but she doesn't have guides, or she doesn't know our guides.
You don't need to know your guides.
No, if you can open to spirit, then probably you have got guides with you. Sometimes you don't know they're there. I've got guides that work with me, and I'm not quite sure who they are or where they are.
Can change a lot.
Yeah.
Ricky says overshadowing, but not full trance. That's a good
Which
question.
is true,
Yeah.
Ricky. That's what we just said, into Ricky, because you work with spirit as well. We're all overshadowed mediums, but we're not trans. It's because of that. We don't go that deep.
That's an interesting one, Jean, isn't it?
I'm just having a look.
I can answer that. I can answer that because I gave a young lady a reading, and her grandma came through first, and she was lovely. And then I started to describe a gentleman that came forward, and she said, I won't say what she said, but she said he can go forth and multiply.
Some don't want to see him.
And I said, oh, okay then, that's fine. If you don't want to hear from him, I'll ask him to step back. And so, yeah, if you don't want to see them, they might
don't have
come,
to talk
but
to them.
You can say, actually, no, I don't want to, go away, and they will. So that's the answer to that one, Suzanne.
Well, that happened to me, didn't it? It happened to me in that theatre that day where I told you where a lady walked in with another bloke, and I saw a spirit gentleman walking behind her, and I had to go to her and I said, I know he's your brother and I know he's your twin. And she said, I don't want to talk to him. And I thought, well, why have you come? And she said in front of everybody, she says, I've only come to nose it. She says, see if it's any good. She says, I don't want a message, and especially from him. And it were a twin brother. And she was so bitter. So I felt really sorry for that young lad. He had come to talk to his sister, and she blanked him, and she just come to have a nosy.
I haven't connected with Princess Diana, and I don't think
I'd ever.
No. And Penny's put another question on. I don't work with my chakras.
I don't work with my chakras.
Other people do. I know Pat does sometimes, doesn't she?
Yeah, I do.
Irene
knows sometimes.
Irene knows all about chakras.
I know people what do. Yeah. Roger used to work with chakras. But I never have. So,
but it's like you often say, Jean, even though they're inside your body, it is another tool, but it's a nice tool, because if your chakras are out of balance, it can put you out of balance. So you have to be careful and get them all back into balance again.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't work with chakras.
Sorry, Suzanne, I misunderstood that. If you don't want to see somebody when you pass over to spirit, you don't have to see them. No.
It's your choice, though. It's your choice.
Yeah, absolutely your choice.
They don't, Kelly, like when you've been in my groups, we've said it about guides. You don't need to know your guides, and a lot of people never know your guide.
No. Kelly's Nanan saw things to do with Princess Diana. Oh, but that was interesting. I'd love to know what really happened.
Well,
that's just being nosy.
I know, which is probably why I'll never find out.
I did go, and she did come through once, but it was a conversation that I'm not going to repeat.
All right, okay.
What was that?
Yes, so I do as well. I work with my chakras and Reiki symbols, because I'm second Reiki and I'm second Sikhem as well.
I'm second Reiki.
That's lovely, but there again, you can't do Reiki in an SNU church.
No, you can't.
That is very true.
You're not allowed.
Although
it does happen. It does happen.
I was going to say, I know a church where it happens, where it really shouldn't happen.
Well, I know too,
it's the same
where
church.
It does happen. And I think...
Oh, you don't feel your dad around you anymore? He hasn't left you, Daniela. He would never leave you. He won't have left you,
darling. He'll be off doing something else, sweetheart.
Yeah.
He'll be off doing something else, because they do get busy, and there's all other family members they have to visit, and friends, and...
Yeah.
Sharon says, Sharon Calendine, I'd give anything to see my mum.
Yeah.
Just know that she's around you with your sweetheart. All our spirit families, they're almost always with us. And, just because you can't see them, it doesn't mean to say that they're not there. Because with it being mum, she'll always be with you, sweetheart. Just talk to her in your head. Just talk to her.
Yeah, and you will get answers. Well, she'll come back to you.
So Helen says, go on. Oh, here's a good one. John Robert Baxter. Do you believe in reincarnation?
Somebody wants us to explain Reiki.
Well, I'm out of this because I've only had Reiki. I had nothing to know about Reiki, just that I've experienced it, and it's brilliant. I've got to say.
Right.
It's healing.
Reiki is a very old-fashioned Japanese healing. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but there was one gentleman, and it was a monk that started using it in one of the monasteries, and then it spread, and it's now all over. It's worldwide. And what we do is we use various ways and symbols and chants to do healing and to work with chakras. And we have the symbols, and you can use all sorts. You can use crystals, pendulums, but it's got to be in the right environment, and it's got to be with somebody who is qualified. And you have to. I like Sue. I will have to do one more to get my master's, which then means that I will be able to. I mean, I can heal people now if I want to, but I'd rather get my master's first so I can train other people. Mikado,
she's just got hers, Amy.
Yes,
Amy Curtis has got hers now.
Has she?
Yes, I know she has. Yeah,
she got hers. Lovely.
Thank
Helen
you, Sue.
Robinson.
Mikado Izui is the Japanese Reiki master. He is. I couldn't remember his name, darling. Thank you so much.
Helen Robinson, and Nana connects with her all the time in her dreams.
That's lovely. It's lovely.
Absolutely.
John Robert Baxter, that's a really thorny
It is, because I think
issue.
It's everybody's individual about this, I think.
Yeah,
I think
everybody has different
It's really difficult to answer, because a lot do and a lot don't.
And
I think it's your own personal reference to that, isn't it?
Right, Tim Abbott.
Oh,
you speak
thank
of the
you,
monk.
Paul.
I think I've just read that as well.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
I want to meet Paul.
I want to meet Paul.
Tim Abbott, you speak of the monk and the history of Reiki.
Reiki,
Do you think
it's
right? Yeah, it's important that as mediums we have an understanding of the history of mediumship and spiritualism.
Absolutely.
I fully agree with that. My favorite saying is you can't do a online 6-week mediumship course and call yourself a medium.
No.
I mean, I've been learning my grandma's niece since I was 4 or 5 years old, and you have to change with spiritualism, because as we grow and change, so does our guides and everything else that goes with it. So for me, yes, it is important to know the history and the understanding of mediumship and spiritualism.
That sounds like spirit art.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking, Tony.
Yeah, I know a couple of people. The lady up at that church we like over in Manchester, Michael. What's it called?
The one who sits at the back and draws.
Yeah,
only that one.
Yeah,
I can't remember her
she
name,
puts
but
on
she sits at the
Facebook.
back.
Yeah, she puts lots up on Facebook, and it's just that if it's something you love to do when you're in that moment, spirit can come through and help you
float through. Yeah,
paint.
my dad was a psychic writer. He wrote a lot.
People
and
do writing,
books,
they do art, and
they can do it. They can do it with you. Kelly's daughter, she's been on Kelly's daughter's another one. She's only young. She's a bit older now. But she used to come into our open circle with a pen and paper and that.
Yeah.
And she's training, but yet she used to do a lot through art with her. She used to draw.
Yeah.
Then they give her little clips, and that's how she did it. And then she give them the paper. She was only a young girl.
When you say ask spirit, they will send you and give you answers. How does that work if you don't have the ability to hear? Some people, Lisa, some mediums don't hear spirit.
They don't have all the senses.
They don't the spirit can access different senses in different people. I'm pretty lucky, like Jean and Irene. I can see, hear, smell, taste, touch.
Yeah.
I get them all. But for me, it
Some
tends to be
don't.
the energy of the person first. But if you're thinking about somebody and thinking about a problem you've got in your life, a certain song could come on the radio, a certain
They can
TV
do it that
program
way,
will come on. It's just sound. It's just taking the time to be aware of what's going on.
You might
And
just see something on the side where you think, oh, where's this come from? And they could have left that sign there for you.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
There's different ways they can come to you. It might be a sign you see, a name of a road. It could be anything.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah. Oh, Samantha, yes, Hannah does some amazing art. I've seen some. Nick's shown me some.
What's encaustic art? I've never heard of that.
It's wax and
Wax.
an
It's
iron.
beautiful.
It's
Beautiful.
Right.
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
And Hannah, Sam's daughter, does all sorts of crafts, but her art is amazing.
It's
and
lovely.
you can see images in it.
You've done it, Irene. You haven't done the wax, but it's very similar to the drawing and the chalks and.
When you put loads of chalk into it.
You know, when we've done them, we'll do wax when we start as next one, and we'll show you.
Right.
But it works similar to the drawings and the sketching.
And then you run an iron over it, and it melts into different shapes and patterns. It's wonderful. It's absolutely
sounds
gorgeous.
Lovely.
We'll do that next time in development.
Okay, darling.
I've missed.
Right, Lise. Go on. Sorry, Tony.
No, Paul's talking to Sophie, and I got lost off. I didn't know what they were talking about.
Lisa's just put, I've been asking the same thing for over a year and still haven't had an answer. Just feel alone and lost. I know they are there, but how and why do they allow this suffering and hurt to continue?
Lisa, spirit aren't in the suffering and the hurt.
No,
like
Nick
Brown says at the end of his services, Father, we ask not that you remove the mountain, just give us the strength to climb.
Yeah.
Spirit and God can give you the strength to get over things, but they can't take. Everything on earth is man-made.
Yeah.
God doesn't give us trials and tribulations. They come from man. Spirit and God are in your reaction to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does
Daniela,
make sense.
This is a good one. I think we all should meet up somewhere for a weekend. It'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. We'd have to bring the dogs.
Yeah, Susanna, and we never stop learning. I've been teaching now for 15 years, and every time I take a class, and Irene, she does it with me. Every time we take a class, we come away with something new for us because we're still learning.
Yeah,
we learn something.
You never
every
stop
time.
learning when you work with spirit.
No,
there's all sorts of things going on, and I mean, I know that Jean was talking about the lady that comes to us that can do trance. My daughter could do trance. I have to watch her when she comes to the development group with Jean and myself, because she has been known to go too deep and been taken over. So we have to. Well, Jean brings her back, you know. But as a group, we made oracle cards and sent to encourage them.
Out of encaustic art.
Lovely. Oh,
that'd be lovely.
Sounds interesting, Ricky. That sounds very interesting. I wouldn't mind some of that.
Ricky usually does classes with things like that.
He does. He's just further up. He said, as a group, they did encaustic art.
Yeah, I'm going to say he does classes on it, Irene.
Yeah. I'll have to have a look at that, Ricky.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, Paul, I did see that. Sophie's son has told his mum that he died in a fire with his other family.
Yeah.
Dear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I read that.
Yes, John, that is so true. It's how we deal with the obstacle, not who put it there.
That's correct.
Yeah. And I put a comment up earlier. The deeper the love, the stronger the grief. That is also true as well.
Tim says he's done a brainstorming weekend with other mediums, and they're very healthy. You always come away with new ideas and new truths.
You do.
That is very true. Yeah, absolutely.
That weekend, Irene and I went up to Scarborough, it was an amazing weekend. Even if Tony and the other guys hadn't been there teaching, Tony Stockwell, just being around all those other people and sharing ideas and things was just... Oh, I've done flower readings. I've done flower readings, Daniela.
Yeah. And
Jean taught me how to do them.
Yeah, I do. We do a bit of everything if you live closer. I love sand reading, I've got to say.
Daniela's in
lots
Hull.
of sand reading. Are you in Hull?
Daniela's in Hull, yeah.
Oh, Daniela.
So when we're at the caravan, Daniela, we can meet up when we're allowed.
And I like these water readings. I do love doing sand readings. Not many do sand readings.
Oh, thank you, Ricky. That's lovely.
I do love
Sorry, Jean.
sand readings. No, you're all right. I've just seen it. It's lovely guy, Ricky. He'd help you what he can.
I know it is. I will message you, Ricky, and we'll set it up. Because I'd like to get into that.
You know, the Rainbow Project that I'm involved with, the moving into Old Wath Town Hall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky's moving into Old Wath Town Hall as well. So when you come over to see us, and I can do your nails in Wath Town Hall, you can meet Ricky.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Have you met Ricky? Of course you've met Ricky.
No,
I haven't. No. Oh, he's a lovely chap.
I know he is.
A lovely chap.
I know.
He really is.
You know,
and I'm not just saying it because he's on here, because I'd tell you if he weren't. But he is. He's lovely, and he's very spiritual in a lot of what he says.
Yes.
You read Michael's?
Yes, that's what I was smiling at. I wasn't laughing at you, Ricky. It's just I remember reading a sprout. God.
He did in Jean's class. You read a sprout in Jean's class. We did vegetables.
Oh, you did? Yes, he did. And I know somebody what read the link and were a bit rude with it, but
you were absolutely right.
Interesting.
Losing Lynn destroyed you, but you've turned a corner, and you.
I'm just going to say that, Tony. He's turned the corner.
You're back with us. It's lovely. Yeah, John. It's absolutely amazing going back to basics, ribbons, sand, flowers. It is. It's so true. And what I want to do is to try and get people to be innovative around their mediumship and learn how to express the person that they're connecting with. And because
it's what you need.
It's beautiful when they connect with me and you get the feel of the person, their energy, their personality coming to you. And then you get the physicality as well. It's beautiful.
It's lovely.
And a lot of churches and Tim, I don't just mean SNU churches, but a lot of traditional churches. It's you stand on the rostrum and you deliver this message and you give the evidence and you do it by rote. And
you say who it is, what have they come for, and
get
leave
out.
them with something.
But you've got to be a little bit
at Stansted.
But you've got to be a little bit more than that, and it's about.
I enjoyed Stansted. I've got to be honest.
It's lovely.
Yeah. It's beautiful energies at Stansted. But do you remember when what it was, Tony? When me and you did a special at Wath with the tie-dyes.
I still can't find them.
I'll have a look round here. There's got to be somewhere. And we did a reading. Can you remember the last one I did? And I gave them that family. And when they looked, you could see a family through tie-dye.
Yeah.
Couldn't you, when you looked carefully?
You could see the outlines of the people.
Yeah. You could see them. We do waxing water readings. I've done that, Ricky. It's brilliant.
I've never done that.
Haven't you done it? Drop it in.
I loved the
psychometry.
We did. That was wonderful. I loved that.
Photos is a lovely one.
We need to organise a photo night. We haven't done one for ages.
This one's an interesting one from Linda Anderson. I pick up feathers if they are in my path. Somebody told me to put them in a jar. When it's filled, shake it and empty out, and you will see something.
Oh.
So that's very interesting. I've not heard of that. But
no,
that one, sorry.
Linda Anderson, I pick up feathers if they are in my path. Somebody told me to put them in a jar, and when it's filled, to shake it up and empty it out, and you will see something.
Oh, have to try that.
Thank you for that, Linda.
Tim, I completely agree. It's not about trotting out a load of facts about somebody. It's about giving them the essence
It's
of the
evidence.
person.
They want the evidence, all you've got.
And I mean, I would
Tell them
never,
all
ever,
they've got.
ever swear on a rostrum.
Rostrum.
But
some do. We've heard them.
What I would say is you have to acknowledge that that person would have spoken in that way, and there are ways and means of doing that.
I say colourful, don't I, Tony?
Yeah, colourful language.
I said they would have been very colourful where they spoke.
Yeah. Suzanne, I can't imagine the loss of a partner. I would feel like I'd lost half of my body.
Yeah.
But, you know...
I wouldn't, like I say, I couldn't say to somebody, well, I know how you feel if you've lost
Absolutely
partner.
Can't.
If they said mum, dad, baby, then like we can say, well, yeah, because we've been there, but I would never say I know how you feel if I've lost Stuart or Oaks. I don't know.
The thing is, Jean and Irene, even if we've all lost, like I said last night, my son was stillborn, and that's why that song got to me the way it did.
Amy takes me, she says, Mum, I'm so sorry, I let Tony cry.
But if all of us had lost a child in the same circumstance, we all go through a different experience.
Of course you do.
And part of being a medium is to express that and acknowledge that to somebody and say, you know, the pain is horrendous. It really is. But, Jean.
Kinky boots. Kelly says.
Kelly? I got told off for that.
Wow,
I got told off, Kelly, I know.
Oh, Suzanne.
It's got to be awful.
That's a long time.
Zoe, it was 26 years ago, and it's still painful.
Raw.
And
it's
because the thing is, as a medium, I've felt him around me, and I know he's come to me, and he always presents himself as an adult because he would be
as an adult now,
about a year older than Ben, our other son. So, and I know he comes to me a lot like Ben is now, with the same sense of humour. Actually, funnily enough, they are a lot alike. But just hearing that song just took me back, and it was awful. Yes, she knows you got wrong for it, Jean. That's why she put it up.
I know. It's like I lost our Amy. Amy's my daughter who gave Tony that song last night, and she was a twin, and she were an identical twin. They both were in the same sack, and I lost the girl. That were a girl as well, and Amy's got a lot of what that other kiddie would have had. And I said, Amy's got the brains from touring because she don't get my brains.
Oh, Kelly, it's part of my life, and I acknowledge it. But the thing is, what Amy did last night was absolutely beautiful for me, because I'm going through some stuff, and I don't want to go into it, but Michael and I are going through some stuff, and I haven't felt Josh around me, and I was starting to think, well, where are you? I know I'm going through all this rubbish, and I could just do with sensing you around just now. And that went up, and it just, I'm getting emotional now talking about it. But yeah.
You know what Amy's like, Kelly? She's not into this, but she gave a song and she put it up that she'd been singing it, didn't she? All day.
And we played it
for
at Josh's funeral.
For Tony.
And Donna Michael, I have to switch it off if it comes on in the car, because I couldn't drive down the M62 blubbering like a baby.
And it was so nice.
It was, and I just thought, oh, thank you, kid. You just, you know, all he was saying was, I'm here, Dad. I'm still here, Dad. You know.
I ain't gone far.
You see, the thing is, I know his mum's going through stuff as well, so I knew that, she... do spirits revert back to younger selves before it? Sophie, it's really strange. This is my understanding, and Jean and Irene can put me right, but spirit is energy, and energy doesn't have an age. There isn't old energy and new energy, there's just energy. What spirit do is they present in the way that you will recognize them most at that time. Josh comes to me as a grown man, like I said, but there are times when he comes to me as a child because he wants me to think back, and that's how we come. So yeah, they come as you will understand them at the time that they're talking about.
When we also babies grow, what they try to do is, because a lot of babies might go in womb, they might live on earth for a while, so they might come back as if there would be 5 or 6, where there would be if they
survived,
if they'd survived, so they might come older because that's how they would have been if they'd stayed with us on earth plane. So that's when we say baby spirit grow and get older, because that's how they would be if
that's how they present. But when you go back to the divine energy, you're just energy. There isn't this created a whole hoo-ha on Facebook when somebody said that, and I'm not getting into that debate, but spirit is energy, and energy doesn't have an age as such. It just is. So they just come back as they would be for you to understand it. I believe. Do you believe we have time to go? Oh, what do you think, Irene? Do you believe we have a time to go, or some things are just meant to be?
I believe it's all mapped out for us from the minute, from the day, date, and time that we're born to the day, date, and time that we go back home to spirit. Everything is mapped out for us in certain ways. I mean, obviously we have ups and downs along the way,
and freedom of choice.
Freedom of choice to do, but or like if you want to, we always have path roads and crossroads to go down, and it's your choice while you're on earth to go down the paths that you feel you should be going down. But yes, I do believe that everything is sent mapped out for us for a reason.
And the way I feel it is, we are all here to learn specific things in life, and once you've learned what you're meant to learn in this existence, you can go back to spirit. I saw a question there. Hang on.
Yes, it's. I think this is from Tim Abbott.
Oh, so cast the panel.
Thank you, Tim. Cast the panel. I like that. Very good.
Tim, my understanding, everything we do as spiritualists, as mediums, and for me as Christian, is to heal. In my divine service, we do prayer, we do poetry, we do spiritual healing, but everything a medium does for me has to be about proof that you're connecting with that person. Yeah, I agree with that. You've got to prove that person still exists and is conscious.
If not.
But a message should, the actual message, that the lesson, the teaching spirit are giving you for the person you're reading for, be it through a screen or in a church or whatever, has to be healing and growth, and to push the person, the recipient of the message, forward in their life. That's why we say, I don't believe, and none of us believe, that a spirit would come through to totally destroy somebody's life by telling them something so horrific as your child, daughter, mum, dad is going to die in 5 days' time. They wouldn't do it. It's all about growth and pushing that person forward and giving them advice. And it is just advice. We have freedom of choice here on the physical plane. That is my understanding. I don't know if Jean and Irene have a different idea, but I believe we are here to heal, to grow, to nurture people. And that's what Spirit wants us to do, Tim. I hope
when I was learning at my grandma's knee, I was only very, very young, Tim. I started at 4. And she always taught me that whatever you do in this life, if you are going to do what I do and be a medium, then you do it humbly, you be respectful, and you learn everything you can, because we are not just physical beings. As Tony has said, we are energies. And I've always lived by her mantra to go out and heal and do what I can to help people around me in the world, and to give to be able to sign that invisible contract with spirit, as I call it, and to work
It is a
with
contract.
to work in this wonderful world with the spirit guides that we all have and everything. To me, this is the gift that our good Lord has given me, and I am so very, very grateful for it. I've had a lot of help along the way, but I always make sure that I try and help somebody, I uplift them, but remain humble. And that is the thing with me. I don't brag about what I do. These two, Jean and Tony, will tell you, as them, I do not have an ego. If I get a compliment, that's
we
nice.
Shouldn't have egos.
No, but if also if I've made somebody cry from happiness because their loved one has come through, or laughed with them, then I have done my job well.
Yeah. Did you see the quote I put into the titles? It's a quote from C.S. Lewis. It says, we do not have a soul. We are a soul. We have a body.
Absolutely. Yeah. I thought that was very poignant, Tony. I've not heard that before, and I like that.
I hadn't. It was really strange. Like I said, Claire's son David sent me all these photos, so I was playing with them and putting them into titles, and it came across. I went into Google to look for something, and that quote appeared, and I thought, I'm having that.
So, that's lovely. Yeah.
Sorry, let me just.
Can
I just answer this one, because Zoe Brown, how did we all meet?
Oh, yes.
Well,
go on, Jean.
I'll start with my little bit. I was a president at a church in Rotherham, and this funny chap walked through the doors one night on his own, not with somebody, come on his own at first.
I did.
And he walked in, and we got open circle, and he sat across from me, and I thought, oh, who's that funny chap? And I gave him a message. I gave him a message from his nan, and we have been friends ever since. So we're going 7.5 years easy, and we just clicked. We clicked, and we just strolled along together. So I really pushed Tony into spiritualism. It was already there. He needed a kick up the bum.
And that was
and
what
then Irene came to a circle.
Michael had been talking to Irene for a while on Facebook and said, well, we've got this open circle. Why don't you come along? So Irene came along and did the opening prayer and said, I would like to get back onto rostrum work, because I'm right in saying you'd lost your confidence a little bit. And when Michael died, I'm
laughing at Paul's, I'm sorry.
And then, so I said to Jean, shall we take Irene out with us? And
we did.
5 or so years later,
because she lost her confidence.
Can I just say, she's still bloody here.
You can't get rid of her.
We've tried. She just keeps turning up, people.
I'm here to stay now. You're stuck with me.
And did you see what Paul put?
Kelly, thank you. Yeah, you remember my first time in
Paul
church. Can I just say, I'm being a bit rude.
Did you bring me an apple?
No. I was bricking it when I walked into that church. I was bricking
Kelly, were
it.
there?
I don't know why I was there.
Because Kelly,
I don't know why I was there. I think turned up.
I think the great thing about the one thing I will always remember is first I was talking to Michael and Tony at the back of the room after we'd finished, before I even spoke to Jean. And the only thing I can say is, without these 3 lovely, wonderful people, I wouldn't have got my confidence back. I wouldn't be doing rostrum and helping Jean with All Spirits Together. And we still go out. We all have respect for each other. But the best thing for me is that we are really very, very close as friends.
I was. I was white. I was.
Yeah,
I was
we've all
absolutely
stayed good friends, which
terrified.
is lovely. It's not been one
Well,
of these where we've met,
even
having
if,
that to been out and then split.
Yeah.
We've all kept together
Yeah.
all these years.
Yeah,
well,
we have.
if Spirit took this off us, I would be
Yeah.
devastated. But
So
I
would
think
I.
we would still be friends.
We'd still be friends.
Oh,
We'd
yes.
still go out.
Yeah.
We'd still, Irene would come down to the caravan, and we'd
Yeah.
still Jean, and we'd still see
Yeah.
Jean, and it's been wonderful.
We haven't
Yeah.
seen one another for a while, but we've always been friends, or we pick the
And-
phone up.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Um,
mean, I speak to Jean most days, and if
Yeah.
I have a problem, I ring Tony, but I'm always in contact on texting. You know, we do have a beautiful friendship, Lisa, and God willing, it continues, because I would
Yeah.
not like
I hope
to,
so.
to,
Oh,
to I would
Paul.
not like to
And
lose
can I
any of
say,
these lovely
Lisa,
people.
when I pass over, when I do, I will say that these two will be haunted because I'll never leave them alone.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because my mentor that passed to Spirit, when I got a message from him, and he said he was training to be a guide.
Oh, lovely.
So, because apparently you can't just take your mediumship from here, from Earth, and take it to Spirit. You have to train to be a guide. Now,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So there we go.
I knew you would have to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah. East Coast, it's Withering.
It's not far from me, Kelly. He was
No.
on my site at one bit, then he moved.
I was, yes.
So we're still, if we go to the coast, we're together.
Thank you so much, everybody, for the lovely comments that are going up about the connection we have. It really is lovely. It's about 20 minutes from Hull. We're 20 minutes further up the coast than Hull with Kelly.
Not far, Kelly, from me, love.
It's about an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes from Rotherham.
And I live at Doncaster, so it's a bit farther from me. I live outside Doncaster.
Yeah.
So,
but
no, it's not far from Hornsey. But how far is it from Hornsey, Tony?
About 20 minutes, isn't it?
It's about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It takes me about 45 minutes to get across to Bridlington, where Sarah Beaver's church is.
Yeah. I still call it Pastures Green. That long one is too long for me.
Pastures Green's now run from, yes, it's where Jenny and Lee from Gogglebox are. They're over at the other side of the site.
We do try to be genuine, don't we? And I think we are genuine people.
Absolutely.
What you see is what you get with us.
Oh, Crystal, where are you then? Order from La Piccolo from
Takeaway.
Patrington's. Beautiful.
Patrington's Hall, isn't it? It's where Ivy.
Patrington's the next vid.
It's the other side of the
next village.
That's it, Iris. Yeah, she
it's
lives
the next village to Withering.
Yeah, I know it's not far.
Lisa's just put on that, and this is so true, that Lisa lived across from me for years. But we didn't really know one another. I knew her mum, but I didn't really know him. And it were only that Lisa's sister went to school with our Amy at Wickersley, but me and Lisa never really knew one another. Only, you say hello, don't you, as they're passing up the street?
Right.
And she only lived across the road from me.
Oh, okay.
Which we didn't know.
Oh, Kelly, come down to San Lamia. The pitch next to us is empty. You can be just on the next pitch. Oh, it's.
I don't think she wants to buy your caravan.
Your whole. Yeah, she says I've been looking at caravans in Bridlington.
Oh no, his is better.
If your partner delivers for them, Crystal, then I will be. I might be giving them a ring. Anyway.
Well, is it time to go?
It's been an hour and 21 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But absolutely wonderful night. It turned into what it needed to be.
Absolutely.
Which Spirit will always do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your interest and for your questions, everybody. It's been absolutely uplifting. It really has.
Yeah.
You are just such a brilliant community, and there's no way I could ever just go back to doing all physical services because this is too important to me.
No, don't.
You feel too much like my
family
congregation.
Yeah.
Kelly, there's a clubhouse and a swimming pool and a gym, and we're not far from the beach, and there's entertainment on.
But you've
There's
just
all
got to
sorts.
Wilson's neighbours, Kelly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your neighbours will be
Cold.
dreadful, but you know.
They'd be
Neighbours are
called
dreadful,
Horus and
Kelly.
Pippin.
Stop giving our pitch away.
Yeah,
I like that.
don't. There's two annoying men on there, Kelly. And I've
Well, I
got
was
to
going
tell
to
you.
say, Jean, it was not the men; it's Horus and Pippin. They're the ones.
Hey,
They're no,
give me them dogs any day.
they're no bother. But thank you so much, everybody. It's been an absolutely
Thank you.
wonderful evening. It's been exactly
Thoroughly
what I
enjoyed it.
needed just right now. It's been brilliant. Thank you so much. So we will have you'll have the service from Bridlington. I'm not saying it, Bridlington. And there will be Littleport service on Thursday. We'll be back on Friday. No, I won't. I won't be back on Friday. I'm sorry, I'm telling you lies.
Oh,
I'm doing a Zoom on Friday.
okay.
East Grinstead Zoom on Friday.
Right.
I'm sorry,
East
I forgot all
Grinstead.
about that. We'll do the Divine service on Sunday, and then we'll do another service on Monday because we'll
Okay.
miss Friday. Sorry, I forgot all about it, and I just got a confirmation through.
And after all that, we will organise sometime over this next week. Tony, Jean and I will get together and organise a photographic special.
Yes.
But please do not jump in and send Tony your photos until we've announced the day and date, because because Tony will give you only so many to send in.
Yes.
It's always a big one, isn't it, when we do the photos?
Overwhelmed with them, and then we end up doing them over so many weeks, and then other people get a bit fed up because they're not getting messages, and it gets all a bit pear-shaped.
And please remember, it's people who have passed, not the people who past and present.
No, it's I'm on a Zoom tomorrow for Newark Pioneer Centre.
Didn't we do that, Irene?
We did,
yes. We said this the other day. Yeah.
We said this last night, darling. Yes, we did. We did do it. It's all right. Yeah. It's all right.
So
it's a lovely little church, actually, at Coddington.
Is it?
Oh, you did it, Tony?
No, you did it. I was busy.
You was on another. You did. You and I did it, Jean, and Tony was on another.
I know those reasons. It was good. Nice.
Yeah. It's a lovely.
Jean is going to sing shortly, Suzanne. So that's the itinerary. That's what we're doing this week.
She wants me to sing.
Yeah, that's what I said. She will in a minute. So the diary is up on my website, www.tonyswindlesmedium.com. And so you can have a look at the diary on there and see where we all are and what we're doing. I'll get dates off Irene, and I'll put her diary on as well, so that you can see where Irene's going to be when we're doing physical services, and where Jean and I are going to be, and Irene and Jean. There's different combinations.
All three of us.
All over. Yeah,
all three of us, yes. We go together or separately.
yeah. You get some sort of combination of us.
Yeah. Not my business, but Tony, whatever you are going through, I wish you all the very best. Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you, Zoe. That it is what it is, and there's nothing can be done about it. And as my mum would say, it'll all come out in the wash. It'll all come out on the wash.
It's not nice.
It isn't, but there we go. So, would you
like me to close in prayer, darling?
If you could, my darling, and then Jean can do her singy song.
Right, okay. Can we bow our heads, please, friends? Dear Lord, Divine Father, thank you once again for a wonderful evening with our spirit people, all our guides, our helpers, our families, and our friends. And thank you so much for allowing us to answer questions from the spirit world for our lovely congregation. Could I ask that healing go out around the world, Lord? You know where it's needed most, to our animal kingdom and to our wonderful Mother Earth. And until we meet again, Lord, could I ask for a guardian angel to be with each and every person that's been with us this evening? Amen.
Amen.
And I know we have actually finished, but I've just got this lady quickly, and she's telling me that she made knitted clothes for a lady on the earth, for a child on the earth plane. She's showing me the doll with all these knitted clothes, and I'm so sorry, but they're all in pink, a little pink hat, a little pink jumper and some pants, and I'll leave it there, but she's just shoved it in my face.
Oh,
So I hope
bless.
somebody can understand a lady what used to make dolls' clothes.
Sophie Haig, I heard that myself, but that's what trance means. That's how I recognise what it is. Maybe wrong statement to make. Sorry, I don't know what that is, but okay.
Right.
Go on, Jean.
Shall I? Go on then. Lord, keep us safe this night, secure from all our fears. May angels guard us while we sleep, till morning light appears. Amen.
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 And I pray the
And I
Lord
hope
keep
somebody
you
can
safe
take
till we
that
meet
lady
again.
what knitted the clothes.
Zoe Brown's just put on my grandma knitted clothes for my Tiny Tears doll.
Right, thank you. I should just show me the doll with the knitted clothes on.
Yes. Okay.
So we will see you all again on Sunday.
We will see you all Sunday. God bless you and keep you safe.
Keep you safe, everybody.
God bless
Bye-bye.
everybody. Good night. God bless.
Bye.